Really just thinking about doing it and not doing it for so long, because I kind of wanted to do it when I was like a teenager. I was like 13 and 14 and saw stand-up on Comedy Central. I thought it was like the coolest thing, and I thought about doing it for like ever. And I lived on Maui for a little while, just trying to figure shit out. And I was just kind of hanging out under a mango tree one day, and just decided I was gonna go back and start doing comedy. So like I don't know, just wanted to do it. It seemed like fun. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. It's just like, you know, a lot of comics are kind of like introverted people, you know? Like I was always a pretty shy kid. Like I didn't talk a lot, didn't have a lot of friends and shit. So it's just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Going up in front of people you don't know. Like I just moved to Nashville. I was new to the city, didn't know anybody. But just terrified. But then just, you know, it wasn't terrifying enough to stop, I guess, if that makes any sense. My favorite special of all time is Jammin' in New York from George Carlin. It was done in 1992. I think that is one of the best hours of comedy ever, of all time. It's almost timeless in a way. Just like that special is fantastic. I don't know if I'm supposed to be swearing. I'm sorry. As far as albums go right now, man, Mitch Hedberg's All Together, I think that's what it was called. All Together was a good one. And my buddy in Nashville, Josh Wagner, just recorded one called Orange Juice. And he's a good friend of mine, one of my favorite comics, but I'm sure that it's not out yet, but I'm sure it's going to be probably one of my favorite albums ever. He's a great comic. People trash it, but I always liked Mad TV. I always was more Mad TV over SNL, just because it was, I guess Mad TV was a little bit more, I guess it was like a little bit trashier, but I liked Mad TV. Any of the Stewart sketches, those were fantastic. With Michael McDonald, those ones were so good. They were always fun. Movies, oh man. I have not seen. So, you know what movies I watch for humor are Alex Jones documentaries. I get a kick out of seeing where he goes. But as far as regular comedies, Superbad was always one of my favorite movies. So we did sketches, those TV shows, part of that too. Man, South Park hands down is the funniest show that's ever been on TV, hands down. Trey and Matt, they're fired. That is hands down the funniest show on TV. It always has been. It has to be a Mitch Hedberg joke, but there's just so many of them. There's one, I can't remember the joke. He does a joke about acid, where he talks about tripping in the woods. It seemed like a good idea because it's less likely to encounter an authority figure, but we didn't consider the fact that it's more likely to encounter a bear. And then his friend is pledging allegiance to Smokey the Bear while they're about to get attacked. It's a great joke. Any of Mitch Hedberg's jokes are just like, I love him so much. It's fantastic. I like when his jokes don't work better than anything. Usually when he just says, all right. If the joke doesn't work, he goes, all right. R.I.P. Mitch, you know? I'd like to go with my buddy Brad Sativa. He's another Nashville comic. It's just, we just vibe real good. He's like, he'd be someone I'd go on the road. But if we're dreaming here, if I ever got to like open for something, like it'd be like Bill Burr. Bill Burr would be a fun one. Yeah, I'll go with Bill Burr. Greg Giraldo, Patrice O'Neill, they're both dead, but those guys were fire roasters. I'm going to go with Josh Wagner, just as a good friend, and I know he knows me well enough. Who else would be like a good person to get roasted by? Let's do Ben Bailey. Ben Bailey hosted Cash Cabs. He's a good comic. People don't know his stand-up, but he did a roast. It was great. I'll do him, and then let's go Jim Norton. I like sketches. Sketch comedy's fun. I did sketches when I was in Nashville. We had like a little sketch group. We were called the Trash Boys. But I like sketches a lot, especially if you get to work with like friends. And rather than like acting in like TV shows, sketches, live sketches tend to be smaller groups of people working together. And I've always found that a little bit easier to kind of get worked up as like smaller people rather than, you know. So the TV show, you got writers, but then you got producers, and then you got directors, and then you got the network, and it's just too many layers. Whereas like live sketches, it's like we'd write them together. There were three of us. We kind of put our pieces together, and then we just go do them. If I could be like headlining like little bars and stuff like this, just like regularly, like small like little coffee shops and stuff like that, that's where I'd be real happy. So that's what I'm gonna shoot for, is like building like a small, like a fan base, like a Doug Stanhope sort of thing, and just trying to like, you know, I guess build a fan base. Yeah, just like headlining obscure rooms, because I don't know if I'll ever be like a club guy. Well, I got a public Facebook page, Joe Kelley Comedy. It's Kelley. I have a Twitter and Instagram, Joe Kelley Comedy, and I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at Utilize Shrooms. So, Utilize Shrooms is easier to get to connect with me, because Kelley, it's Kelley, so people don't spell it right all the time, you know? Man, I just want people to have fun. I don't know. That's all. I just want people just to have a fun time and like, I don't know, almost like a trippy, like just like shed ego, I guess. I don't really know. Just to have fun, to laugh and just forget about shit, and just to have fun. That's all I'm about, man. I'm not trying to prove any points or anything. I don't have points. I don't have some fucking. I don't have a higher purpose with comedy. It's fun. It's real fun, and that's all I really care about. Hey, I'm Joe Kelley. I'm a stand-up comedian based out of Atlanta. Check out acuitypie.com for all sorts of comedy content.